Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Steve.
I'm Scott.
And together we are Backyard Musings. We're the science and technology channel. But today it's a special edition. Well, occasionally we'll have these special editions. And this is not science and technology related. We wanted to talk about the rapid developments that are happening from President Trump taking office on
administration
Monday. Yeah, he took office on Monday.
Yeah.
So we were talking before the break. What were we talking about?
Well, in our last segment, we talked about the advanced studies of Alzheimer's cures,
Yeah,
or at least, and we were talking after we got off about the increased use of AI in a good way.
Yeah, that's right.
And quantum computing, which we talked about. And how getting those things together will hopefully be able to speed up the process of cancer, because everybody will be able to share this information across the globe,
and the research will go faster.
It will, and people will be able to chime in and key in on that, and it just that alone, if that comes together, which I think it will,
we've got an investment thing now.
A ton of money being thrown at that.
Right? Trump announced that the businessmen, the tech giants, are coming together to create an AI platform of research and to bring it together.
Right,
like 600 billion.
Yeah, just like that alone is going to be fascinating to watch.
It was not
to mention all the other
stuff.
Day
after he took office, right? It's like floodgates. It just opened with all this stuff.
Yeah, and I think that he's been working on this probably, well, at least since November 5th, right?
Yeah,
And so, this is fascinating stuff. So it is kind of science related, but AI is. I mean, again, there are some bad things for AI, but at the same time, this is one of the good things, and this is a real good thing. So.
And we saw that he got off of the phone with the Crown Prince Saudi Arabia, and they're wanting to invest $600 billion. He's trying to twist their arm to round it up to $1 trillion in something here in the United States, and buying stuff and in trade. And at the same time, he's trying to get them to lower the price of oil in order to cripple Russia or hurt them, so that they'll think twice about this war in Ukraine.
Right. Well, and I also, on the topic of oil, I heard an interview where we buy oil, or we're buying oil from Venezuela, which we know is not a close friend of ours, if not a friend at all, actually.
No.
So why are we doing that? And
that's because we shut down energy.
Correct. And that would also affect our trade with Russia, which he's trying to kind of segue into as far as curtailing the war in Ukraine. So, all those things, this is all coming together. And, I know there's a lot of people out there. Yeah, a lot of haters out there saying that, he promised that he would stop the war in Ukraine and with Russia and Ukraine in one day. Well, come on, that's a figure of speech.
It's hyperbole.
Exactly.
But he's doing what he can. Yeah. Unlike the previous administration, who said, "There's nothing I can do but provide more weapons." And
if you think that the guy's not a doer, go back and look at the things that he accomplished in his first administration. It was fascinating, all those things that he did, and things that were told for decades and probably over a century that couldn't be done. One thing that happened that is remarkable to me is the relocation of the embassy in
Jerusalem
for that. Why couldn't that be done? Trump got it done. It seemed like it just
because he's not a politician. He's a businessman.
He's a businessman. He's a developer. He's a deal maker. And I think and this time he knows he's got limited time, so he's going to get it done.
And there's no another term for him. There's not. So,
right.
I mean, he's got a mandate from the public.
Yeah.
People voted it in for a reason.
Yeah, we're gonna be checking the boxes on that, because we talked about his,
promises made, promises kept.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk a little bit about birthright citizenship. He did an executive order. Was that crazy? He did a lot of those executive orders in that Coliseum.
Yeah,
right in front of people.
Exactly. Yeah, he made a show out of it, and that was good.
Include the people in this business rather than set up on a desk in the Capitol and just a couple people around clapping.
Right, and then later on in the day, I guess it was before that. I'm trying to think of the timeline, but he did some of them in the Oval Office, and he had the press in there.
Yeah.
And he was talking with them and signing and discussing what
Finally,
was
a
in
president that
the
can put a sentence
executive
together.
orders. Yeah, I mean, he probably talked more to the press in that segment than Joe Biden did in months.
All you'd see is Biden's back walking, shuffling
exactly,
away.
or occasional turnaround and smile with that devious smile. Yeah.
So this birthright citizenship, because he's going to end that, and
he's trying,
and it's hinging on the 14th Amendment, where it says is subject to the United States, right? Born, naturalized, or subject to the United States.
Right.
And there's case law, and there's law that's protecting people who are born here, but it's never been tested from a legal aliens standpoint.
Well, let's just say that
legal migrants.
We should all be able to agree that amendment or that law it got out of hand, right? It was meant for if you happen to be
Civil
here.
War. Yeah, it was meant for pretty much the slaves.
Yeah, and if you happen to be here, but after that, if you happen to be here and you had your child, then they were given that right. But they
were here legally.
Yeah, this is like birthright.com. It's like hotels.com.
Anchor babies.
This is all pre-planned stuff. We're gonna wait till the last minute that we're gonna come over the border and drop a kid.
Be it an anchor.
Yeah, it's just way out of hand. So again, that's in all things.
That's the key. Subject to the jurisdiction. Are illegal aliens subject to the jurisdiction of the United States? I don't think so. I personally don't think so. They have no status. They broke a law to get into the nation. And it's clear that legal migrants do. That legal migrants who go through a port of entry, fill out the paperwork, do it the right way, it's clear that their children that are born in the United States are citizens.
Yeah,
very clear.
I think it's very clear that our opinion on this is that we're not against immigration, right?
No, I'm not against it.
I mean, we obviously from the people that we talk about on our broadcasts, most of them are foreign to this country. I say most of them.
A lot of them. I mean, Ben's from the UK.
Well, I'm talking about the people we talk about, like the doctors, the researchers that we talk about. And so it would be great if those people were here when we could say, and some of them are, but if we could say always that they're from the University of Southern California or from Harvard or wherever these research places are. But we don't. We recount a lot of places from the UK, from places in Asia, right?
Yeah.
And so we would love those people to come here and become citizens, right?
So you talking like the H-1B1 visas where the scientific, a lot of Indians from India get that.
Yeah.
That can contribute to our society?
Exactly.
That want to assimilate? Is that what you're talking about? Instead of set up their own no-go zones?
It's all got to be about assimilation. Yeah, we don't want another London or what's happening in the
Paris.
UK or France. Exactly. Exactly. Those places are out of control.
Gosh, we've got a missionary heading out to Paris.
We do.
Yeah.
A couple months.
And there's no-go zones over there.
Yeah.
And I hope she gets
I would
safe.
think that the church would control where they go.
Yeah,
keep them safe. So.
Especially sisters.
But yeah, so that whole anchor baby thing is just that needs to be modified drastically. So we're not encouraging people to come over here just so they can get a lock on it. And like our new border czar, Tom Homan has mentioned.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, go.
Well, I was just going to say, he said, "What you're going to deport people when they've had kids here?" And he goes, "Well,
take the whole family."
Everybody goes. That's everybody what I would do. Would you leave your kid if you had to? I'm just going to use this as an example. If you were in Disneyland and you did something stupid and your kids were there, would you not take home your whole family? You haven't done something stupid at Disneyland, have you?
No.
Anyway, I'm just saying.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But knowing my wife, she'd stay and let me get kicked. She's a big mouse fan.
Well, there you go. Maybe that wasn't a good example. But anyway.
So Tom
you
Homan,
take your whole family.
He said that 766 people were turned away at the border, as compared to 12,000 a day on average in the Biden era. Okay. 766 compared to 12,000. And Biden had said, "I've done all that I can do." No, you haven't. You had flashing signs that said, "Come over here. Yeah. We'll pay your health care. We'll give you credit loaded cards to spend."
Yep. making it, giving them a rewards card, basically. Just letting them. The other thing that I really like is the fact that of the just lost my train of thought. I'll think about it.
Coast Guard. He sacked the commanding
the
officer of the chief of the Coast Guard because they weren't complying with the mission that the DHS had set up for border interdiction and stuff. And so now the interim admiral is having that liaison with DHS to provide resources, Coast Guard cutter, to man certain areas.
Yeah, and that's what they do, right?
Yeah, they're focused on DIE, diversity, right. Inclusion, and equity, DIE, and they weren't getting their core mission done.
Yeah. So one of those executive orders, I believe, was to declare the drug cartels a domestic terrorist.
Now, I was thinking about this, Scott, when I was driving around. Remember we went after Geronimo? We didn't get Mexico's permission to cross the border into Mexico. We went after Geronimo, and we got him. We captured him. He's an Apache bandit that was, I don't want to say bandit. That's not. He of course, he's a Native American hero.
He was, yeah, but he was kind of a rogue guy. Yeah,
they were tough, man. They were like Klingons, honor, and they'll kill you just for looking at them wrong.
Yeah, they didn't want to adapt, and I don't know if I can blame them.
But we didn't get permission from Mexico. We just went after that cartel, if you will, back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So let's see how that plays out. I'm sure there'll be some court issues with that, but we'll see.
Yeah, no doubt, if some activity is happening on the border, they'll go across and take care of it, wipe it out. I don't know about going deep into Sinaloa or other provinces or states in Mexico. That would take coordination.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Again, those kind of things are a kind of a no nonsense kind of approach from our current president. So he wants to take care of our country.
Rapidly. It's evolving rapidly, and we need it. It's like relief. Yeah. We need it.
Yeah. Well, they say the drug and the human trafficking business for the cartels is like $13 billion a year. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
it is.
It's just crazy stuff.
Yeah, and it's killing people.
Fascinating to see all these things happen in such a short period of time. It hasn't been even been a week yet. So
no, it hasn't. 4 days, 5 days. Yeah. And he shut down DIE, in all the government agencies as of yesterday, right? Put them on paid leave. And then that's going to be part of the downsizing, getting rid of those departments. And in that, in that memo, they said, we want any organizations that are trying to hide by changing their name within your organization, they need to be rooted out too. Like when he got elected, so they might have changed, to keep those people in place, move them around in the department.
Froze new hirings, I think, federal new hirings. That's a good thing. Yeah. Let's take a step back and see what's going on. People are going to go back to work, right? No more remote.
No more remote.
Have to get back and be accountable for
reassigning the executives within a department, reassigning them, because firing them probably, I don't know if it would work right away. There'd be grievances, but reassign them.
Yep.
Stir up that bee's nest.
Yep.
Yeah.
So things are happening. Positive so far. Let's see.
Thanks for joining us on this special edition. We appreciate it. We'll come at you with more science and technology.
Yep. Take care, everyone. Thanks.